Alrighty, so we are sorry about that. We have little technical problems, like people following wasn't seeing what was happening here. So we had a representative in studio, Honorable Vincent Willie. So he was speaking on few issues. He was introducing himself, but it seems like we had some technical problems. And if you're out there and follow me, please, can you just give me a little thumbs up? Can you just tell me yes, we are following? Because the previous video couldn't play. That's why we have to end this broadcast and go to our honorable man. So he will be joining us again. So um, just let me know if you can, if you hear me, if you can see this video. Just send a thumbs up. Just say yes, I'm seeing it, or just say what's up, Celine. Okay, so it means I see people commenting now, so it means people can hear me. The previous video couldn't open according to people who was following. So I'm hoping that this one will work well because I received an email that they are having a little technical problem. So that's why the software providers there. So let's see. We have the Honorable Vincent Willie now. We have been John. Honorable, just put your camera on. I think your camera is off. Yeah, yeah. Okay, there you go. So I'm going to join the honorable again because the honorable are in flight, but we had a little technical problem, so we had to restart the show again. So thank you so much. Honorable, I'm sorry about that. You know the internet thing and how it works sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
so
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, when the software provider told me they couldn't see the numbers, I said, okay, then now people following said, no, we cannot see. So I had to restart the program. So we would just turn back to Honorable Vincent, Tennessee Willie. He was introducing himself, so he could just go from there. Then you following, you can also ask a question online if you want to call. But remember, the Honorable is only here for 1 hour. So Matthew following us for red light as well. You are welcome. To other those in We Nation, Honorable, you got your light on. Can you put it on the poll? Want to see you?
Okay,
Yeah,
let me
Honorable, put
try
your
to
light
get
on.
my light on.
I know everybody want to see the honorable. You know what I mean to get young man in the House of Parliament. You know. Oh, there you go. There you go. This is the man
Am I
called.
good now?
Yeah, you are so good, Honorable Vincent Tennessee Willie. So this is the representative of Grand Bassa County, District Number 4. The man gave his district a new name called the We Nation. So when you have a We Nation in Grand Bassa, this is the representative. So, Honorable Representative, can you please introduce yourself again formally for our people who following us?
So I was saying I'm Vincent Samuel Tinizi Willie and now called honorable now. Um, I was born and raised in Basel. I went to school in Basel, specifically in Weed Nation. And the part of Weed Nation I was born is what you call Gobley today. And I was born there. I later went to school there, and due to the civil conflict, I moved to the Ivory Coast with my parents, and I started to seek education. And after a couple of years, we graduated. I graduated from the St. James Librarian Catholic School there. And after graduation, I moved back home, and I decided to go to university. I graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree 1 year. I was then into university. After I was at the AME University doing economics. And then I thought, like, since I left the UA, I needed to go back and go to school. So I started my education. But when I graduated and while in UA, I had the opportunity. But before the opportunities, I was then hustling. You know, when you come from Basel, things are difficult. So I decided to join the army, the uniform, the surveillance star at the Ministry of National Defense. So in 2006, the Dan Corp International and the SSRO decided to train the new Labrador Army. And so I was part of the surveillance staff and I graduated 2007. And during that graduation, right after the graduation, I was being, I moved over to the ministry to the Temple of Justice, the judiciary branch of government, where I served as the court coordinator. My role then was to help reduce the overcrowding of the prison. As you may be aware, the prison was then overcrowded. People were in prison, and people were not pressing charge. People who should have been in prison for a couple of months or days or a year, they have overstayed. And the prison was overcrowded. We did not have space. So the UN, the American Bar Association, the the UC Cattle Center, they started to sponsor that program. So I was being recruited to coordinate that program. And I was coordinating that program in the better way of Monrovia, ensuring that we get on the docket, collect the cases on the docket, ensure working in line with prison, Labrador Prison Fellowship, working in Labrador, the correction group, and so forth. So I worked there for like 7, 8 years. And after my graduation, I was still working there. And then I left. The opportunity came for me to go to school. By that time, yes, I was one of the few young men who were working for more than 4 DJs at the time. And so I dropped that opportunity to go to school. And Dr. Chris Neal, through the Bassa Student Association, I left the country and I went for study. I have served as active youth and student leader. And to name one, I was then the first elected president of the Grand Bassa University Student Union. I was political party chairman on campus, and I left for study. I went to London, specifically in the UK, and I studied international oil and gas, masters, and I was specialization in energy. And I moved back to Liberia the early 2012. Started work and I worked there for a couple of years. But while I was working, I was ensuring that Barcelona young people who who at the time was very much passionate about going to school were able to have opportunity to go back to school. So we work with the current Deputy Central Bank Governor, Honorable Numali PSC, and we
Hmm.
move the first scholarship, the National Oil Company Scholarship to Grand Bassa Community College. And then young people benefited from that scholarship. So we left there, and at my earlier age, I was redundant. And redundancy carried me, and then I had to leave. I served, and later on, I was recruited as a consultant. I left there until 2016, 2015. I was being called by young people, the elderly people, to go to we to contest. We managed to play around it. We got opportunity, and then I applied to the UN to where I was being recruited. My application was being accepted to go at the
Who called the representative? The representative is
I
on
turned it
live.
down. I turned it down to go and serve the people of we, not knowing I was being elected. I was elected 2017, October 10th, right after the election, and then we started active work. I hold a master's degree from the University of Dundee in the UK. I also went to the London School of Business and Finance, where I did economics, strategic management in economics, and I also came to the TSU in the United States of America. At that time, I was working with the National Oil Company, where I
Hmm.
earned a postgraduate diploma from the Texas Southern University. Currently, I'm in the legislature. I'm married with 4 children, 3 boys, and God just blessed me with a girl child.
Hmm.
So I just got a girl child. I've been praying to God for a period of time that I need a girl child. So God bless me with a girl child, and I have a girl child now. And so I'm married to a Pele woman. My wife has been auditor for more than 15 years as the General Auditing Commission, as one of the audit manager. I currently chair the Houses Committee on Mines, Lands, Mine, Energy, Natural Resources, and Environment, and I'm a member of the Committee on Hydrocarbon and members of the Committee on Public Utility. I also co-chair the Joint Legislative Committee on Water Sanitation and Hygiene and several other committees I'm part of. I'm the focus person for the World Climate Parliament in Liberia. I've already managed to ensure that we have the Climate Parliament now in Liberia, and we just had a meeting. I was just in Senegal ensuring that we spread the issue of the United Nations General Assembly Goal 6. And I think most of you may have heard about Goal 6. You can Google it. That speaks about environment, it speaks about uh, 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 open defecation and so forth. I was there with the head for the WASH Commission, Ambassador Bobby Wify. And today, if you were to look around the world, Liberia is a learning curve, though a small country,
Mm-hmm.
but we have managed to bring Africa on the map through the issue of WASH. And today, our ideology is being emanated by several countries. Today, in the US, we have the WASH Commission in Congress that we're supposed to meet with them. So, several things we've been engaged with. I think so far is what I can lay my hand on about me. I'm a professional environmentalist with energy background, very good energy background, environmental knowledge, and I've been chairing the Houses Committee on Lands, Mine, Energy, Natural Resources, and Environment. And I've been in the legislature. I'm the 14th person, and I'm the leader of We Nation,
Mm-hmm.
and continue to serve We. I just turned over the acting chairmanship Bassa Legislative Caucus. I just turned over this gone December. Willingly turned over to the Honorable Bachu as the chairman. But again, my colleagues felt that I could not just leave the chairmanship. So they
Mm-hmm.
re-elected me as the general of the Bassa Legislative Caucus. So I'm the chairman of the Bassa, I'm the secretary general now of the Bassa Legislative Caucus, having served as the acting chair of the caucus for so many months. Yeah, I've been a former active youth and student leaders. I work in the oil sector, the energy sector for so many years. I'm in the legislature.
Yeah.
I'm married, like I said, and I so far I think a what I can lay my hand on now.
Thank you so much,
That's just a little
Representative
thing about
Vincent.
me.
Thank you so much, Honorable Vincent Willie. You know, you just introduce yourself so well that the people following you, everybody like, yes, this is how we want to know. So, like some people following us on YouTube, they are not Liberians. So this is one of the representative of Liberia, District Number 4, Grand Bassa County. He named his own district the We Nation. So let's just go straight to it. We'll ask you why you are in the United States, but first, let's ask you this question: why you name your district the We Nation?
See that?
Why you name your district the We Nation?
Well, we is the name of the district. We
Mhm,
is named after the first representative of the district. He
mhm,
was then called Chief Kopuwi, and so the district is named after Chief Kopuwi, who was the first representative of the district. And since I got elected, I felt that we needed to brand we as the economic hub of Grand Bassa. You may not know, but we borders with Pong, which is from the Kukuya end. It
mhm,
borders with Nima, which is from the Glade Dugapa end. And it borders with Riverside from the Gozon area. So I share border with Honorable Johnson Gueglo. I share borders with Honorable Albert Hills from Bon County, and I share borders with Honorable Rosanna Shah from Riverside. So we is the hub of economic activities in terms of food, in terms of commercial activities. And so I felt that having taken over this district, having had a very good prospect, you needed us to lift the bar so high and make it second to none. And since we were one group of people with one idea and one love and everything, and that would name it a nation. A nation is where people with one unity, love, one culture. So it's not like a republic, but it's a nation. And today we have changed the dynamic, and we now it's an enviable era now in Bassa, even in Liberia, everywhere you go, people talk about we nation. It's not the most beautiful place as people may think, but I think it's a place to rest. It's a place that you yourself want to go back home and get a learn. But people have reached out to me and said, look, this place you're talking about every day we want to go there. Last time the deputy speaker was there, he was there. The Borg and Beamer. So because we are united with one unique culture, and that is why we call it the We Nation.
Thank you so much, Representative Vincent Willie. So let's go straight to your visit in the United States. Why are you here?
So I'm here for a couple of reasons. The first one has to do with us joining our colleagues. Our deputy speaker, Honorable J. Fonati Kofa, lost his mother, and we have come as a legislative practice. A delegation was sent here, and delegation is being headed by Honorable Moses Akaros Gray, and then me, Honorable Finna Bori Lasana from Bomi County. I know most of you people know where Honorable Gray represents.
Yeah.
If you don't know, he represents Mosurado County, and I represent Bassa. Honorable Finna Bono, Bori Lasana represents Bomi County, and Honorable Dixon Ulawi Sibo represents Mosurado County, and we will be joined by Honorable Ellen Amaka Atore that represents Maigibi County. So we are here as part of the legislative delegation to sympathize with our colleagues because that is a legislative culture and legislative practice. Okay. And so that's the primary reasons I'm here for. The second reason is to engage with the Bassa citizens here because they just had a convention in Kentucky, and I was written to be a part of the delegation and speak to them, tell them what Bassa is all about as a chairman then. And because I did not make that trip, because I was in Senegal debating the issue of water sanitation and hygiene at the World Water Forum in Senegal a few weeks ago. So that's the main reasons. Two reasons I'm here for. The first one is sympathize with our colleague through a legislative delegation. The second one, to engage the Bassa citizens that earlier invited me. And then thirdly, speak to Liberians across the world like I'm doing now. And then also the fourth one is to lobby for the people of We Nation, which I've started already, and I want to do it here publicly. If you're Liberian and you're interested in We Nation, and you're interested in what we've been doing in we ask you to find me around. Maybe you have some medical equipment, you have different things, and you want to help the people of the nation. We ask you to contribute. So that's what we've been doing. And I'm in Houston now, and showing that I can lobby with one of the sons of Bassa who have served the military and still serving the military and other citizens to be able to package some things that we will take back to We Nation.
Thank you so much, Representative Vincent Willie. So if you just joined us, you're on the Logan's Hour, you can also ask your question in the comment section. If you want to call, you will see the number. The number will be on there on the scrolling text. You can also call if you want. Representative Vincent Willie won't be here long. He promised to just be here for 1 hour because he's in Houston, Texas. He's meeting with other Liberians all around the world. So, he's not in the U.S. for long. He's having series of engagements. So we are privileged, we the people of Indiana, to have him on the Logan's Hours today. So we're just going to turn to Mr. Representative Vincent Willie. Representative Vincent Willie, you are in Indiana. What's your overall perception about the people of Indiana when you came here? What is it that you really admire about the people of Indiana? How was the hospitality? So I think he just went off. He's going to join us here shortly again. So if you have your question to ask the lawmaker, you can also type in your question. Okay, the lawmaker coming back. I think he just slipped off the screen. Oh yeah, so he's here. So you can type your question. You can also your comments, question, wherever. If you want to call, you see the number is on here on the scrolling text. It's 401-359-5072. So the lawmaker is calling on every Liberians residing in every part of the world. We nation need your help. He said it. We nation needs your help. So please. So Representative Willie, you came to Indiana 2 days ago. You were here with the people of Indianapolis, specifically the Liberian community, and you were privileged to meet with the president of the Liberian community. You met with the chair of the board, and there was no roundtable discussions. There were questions and answers. So, what is your overall perspective of what you saw in Indiana when you visited?
Well, I think Liberians in Indiana, they were very much magnanimous enough. And I must say on this platform, a very big thank you to the president, Mr. Tati, and his team, the board members, and the chairman of the board, and all of the members. I'd like to say a very big thank you. Just in a jiffy, they was able to organize a meeting to have a conversation with me, and it was very much unique. And they have informed me. I requested to them, appeal to them that look, there's a need for us to help back home. It may not be from we, but whatsoever contribution you give to we, it will be accounted for. So they had a dinner. We had a whole night dinner, which I did not pay a dime. And I must say a very big thank you to them. Most of the time, when you go to other places, the stereotype about lawmakers are, oh, lawmakers stealing all of the money and they're doing this, they're doing that, they're doing that. They did not present that picture. The picture was squarely, the conversation was squarely professional, though it was political. Human by nature, we are political
Mm-hmm.
animal. They asked all of the tougher questions. Those questions were answered. I know some of them felt that the question was not answered the way they wanted it to be, but the conversation was very civil. And I must say a very big thank you to them. I appreciated the conversation, and I really love the interaction. I think I will always want to have such conversation with them. But it was very much unique. The conversation was very great, and I think there are a group of mature people in Indiana, and that we had conversation with, interacted with new people. We made new friends, and it was a whole night conversation, a unique dinner that I will always remember. And they also presented some T-shirts to me with that I have the name, the script on a lot of things with Liberia. So I believe strongly they are here in America, but they still love home. They still have Liberia on their mind, and I think many citizens of Liberia around the world need to cultivate such idea. A small group, but very powerful and unique.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Man. So we have somebody on the line here. Go ahead, Carter.
Thank you, Philip. I have a question for Vincent.
Can you hear him?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
First of all, I want to say thank you for your public service in Liberia and for visiting uh, the U.S. But I have a few questions. My first question is, what's the salary that civil servants making in Liberia personally? Like for example, like our teachers and our police and soldier.
Yeah, you can just ask the both questions. He will answer both of them.
Okay.
I'm taking notes so you can ask the question.
And then my second question would be, I think 2019, we heard, I think 2019 or 2020, we heard that there was supposed to be like deduction in our Senate and represented both salary and incentives. So, are you guys planning on doing such project or undertaking such law in that era?
Okay, my dear
Okay.
brother. He take down your two questions. Thank you so much for participating.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I know people in Liberia and people in Europe they want to call, but if you following us, you can also call the same number on WhatsApp as well. We will answer your call, and the representative going to address your question as well. So, Honorable Vincent, I know you're here for just 1 hour, and we're running into your time, so you can just address his 2 questions before any other call coming.
Yeah, so basically, let me answer the first two questions, and I'm here. If it's called me to quit what I'm doing to please the Liberian people, though I was elected to serve with nation, but I'm also under the obligation to serve Liberians. And whether you're in Liberia or you're in the diaspora, it's my responsibility as a leader, one of the leaders of the country, to serve you. So our brother question, the first one has to do with civil servant salaries.
Yes.
So these are private, these are, and I like to be um, precise. Salary issues are private issues, and I may not know because civil servant varies. You have directors, you have assistant director, you have clerical staff, you have a secretary, and you can name them. So I cannot come here to you and say this is what civil servant is making because I do not work for the executive, as you may be aware. What we do in the legislature is to pass the civil servant budget and the civil servant, each of the civil servant in whatsoever ministry they find themselves in, there's a benchmark that have been set. So the essence of the harmonization laws and the law that we passed that has to do with harmonizing people's salaries, which is the standardization and the harmonization law, it says that if you are a minister in, if you are a minister in, say for instance, the Ministry of Justice, if you are a minister in the Ministry of Justice, if you are a director in Ministry of Justice, that's supposed to be a civil servant. You and the man who is a director at the Ministry of Finance should make the same salary. So that's the essence of the law that was being passed. They have other people who are public servants,
Mm-hmm.
like the AFL. The AFLs are not civil servant; they are public servant. So let us know the difference between public servant and civil servant. So for civil servant, I cannot come and say this is what they're making. No, because the categories varies. So I don't want to be exactly and say this is what civil servant is making. No, I don't want to say that. But I know very well that they are making some appreciable amount. What we did on our law was to have one single salary. That means, like the way in 12 years ago, where we used to have the Liberian dollar salary, which was the basic salary, and then we used to have the allowances, which were the US dollar, that has been eradicated. Now you only have one salary line. And the one salary line, the only reason people are still receiving LD and USD is because you have 20% that goes to that is being applied for Liberian dollars, and you have 80% which is being applied to US dollar. That is what I have with the civil servant. I don't want to say this is what civil servant made because this is the international media,
Yeah,
and I wouldn't want to say anything that I will be entangled to tomorrow.
you are
So
right.
I cannot be exact on. I'm a civil servant, whether you director, whether you clerical staff, whether you did that. No, what we in the legislature would do is to pass one bulk budget. We don't pass budget on individual salary. No. So the ministry comes and say, look, our overhead cost is this amount, our budget is this amount, it's being captured in the ministry budget and we pass it in the national budget. So I may not know exactly how much the least civil servant is making it. No, I cannot be exact to that because I don't work in the executive. So I may not know that. The one that has to do with the deduction of lawmaker salaries.
Mm-hmm.
I can say to you, when I joined the legislature in 2017 and 2018 and started to work, the lawmaker salaries have been reduced drastically. It was reduced by 30%. Currently, no lawmaker made more than 5,800 net. I challenge anybody on the media to disprove me. There is no lawmaker that work for more than $5,800. And that $5,800 is square. No lawmaker has life insurance. No lawmaker has any form of insurance, no medical, nothing, no church car. So it is only that 5,800 they look into to be able to go back to the districts and do what they want to do there. Besides 5,800, there is no lawmaker that made any other salary. They have something in the budget called scholarship, which is $2,000. It is not being given to a lawmaker. The $2,000, which I have never received, that money is for scholarship. $2,000 US is you apply for it through our ways and means of it, and it goes to the Ministry of Finance, and the Ministry of Finance will directly write that check to the institution. It's not being given to lawmaker. It's being given directly to the school. So lawmaker salaries have been reduced drastically. I cannot speak for the Senate. I know that they have been, of course, many of them may think that the lawmakers make all of them make the same salary. No, the senators are lawmakers, the representatives are lawmakers. But in the national budget, the Senate has a separate budget and the House has a separate budget. So I cannot speak for the Senate. Maybe I could link you with one of the senators and then they will appear on the show and they will say to you how much they are making, which I don't want to come here to give any speculation
That's
that, oh, the
true.
senator makes the amount. But what I can say to you is no representative work for more than $5,800 United States dollar. No. And that money, they apply 20% to it, which comes as a LD, and the rest of it, the 80% is in United States dollar. So maybe
Okay.
you're a year a lawmaker making LD and USD.
Hold on. We have another caller here again, Representative Vincent Willie. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. Mr. Honorable Vincent Willie, thank you for appearing on the Logan's Out. I just have a few questions for you, one or two questions. The first one is, in your honest opinion, for politics, can you rate the performance of the current government in Liberia? Number two, my second question is, by law, the finance minister should be presenting budget performance report at the level of the legislature. Are they regular on presenting budget performance report? Thank you.
Thank you so much, my dear brother. So, tonight you keep the top of your visit to America and your people.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
district.
enjoying the conversation.
Okay, then that's good. That's good. So you have two questions for another citizens of Indiana.
So our brother asked a very salient question, very unique question. He speaks about me rating the government. Rating the government is always good, but when you rate a government or you rate an institution or you rate anybody, you will be rating from what you think or what the government have presented. So if I were to rate the government with respect to what they have presented, and I know that the government policy is the issue of the Propo agenda, prosperity, which speaks about rule, which speaks about power to the people and different things, I would say, yeah, everything is not roses, everything not bread and butter. Things are difficult, given that we have a very tech budget, a country with 5 million and a little population, and we have just around a little over 500 million or 600 million in recent times with some change. I'm saying to you that the challenges are enormous. There are many challenges. So if I were to rate them on just one, the one that has to do with the rural connectivity, I would say yes, they are performing in terms of rural. In terms of power to the people, if you were to look power to the people in terms of diversifying it and making Liberians who are currently following and ensuring that they're working for the people, is the first of a kind. I can remember since I knew myself, it is the first time in Liberia that you have typical Liberians holding positions, not just typical Liberian. In past, other people who held positions were typical Liberian. But if you were to look in the government today, you see a lot of young people who are assistant minister, deputy minister, even me today. How many times, years in fact, most of the people you saw in the legislature were older people. But today, if you look in the legislature, you will see a lot of young people. So I would say, yes, the government is performing in some areas. Some areas they are lacking, which need to be touching, because everything cannot be bread and butter. So I wouldn't come here and say, look, everything that's happening in Liberia, they are all unique and they are all perfect. No, I wouldn't say that. There are still challenges. But on the other hand, the government is making inroads in other places, like the issue of empowering Liberians on the ground. Though there are arguments that foreign nationals are into our businesses, but Liberians are contributing to it. For instance, I'm the chairman on mines, right? I
Mm-hmm.
know very well that the issues of several mining licenses. Say, for instance, there are three licenses in Liberia. They are Class C, B, and A. Class C mining license is squarely for Liberians. No non-Liberian shall hold a Class C license. But and the Class C license is for surface mining, alluvial, and those traditional mining, alluvial minor, and so forth, right? But Liberians come in and take those licenses and go and look for investors, say for instance, Ghanaian, Nigerian, Chinese. So if Logan went to the Ministry of Mines and Energy and took a mining lesson, a Class C lesson, and because he looking did not have the technology, he decided to look for one Chinese man to be a partner. The law does not speak against that. So I think we as Liberians, we must first look at those areas how we utilize our own rights. So
Yeah.
Class B lesson is squarely for both foreign national and Liberians. And Class A is for corporation, companies, and so forth, where they will have to take MDA, which goes to the legislature. So the MDA is the Mineral Development Agreement. So only Class A lesson goes to the legislature. Class B and Class C lesson does not go to the legislature because they are below the benchmark. Class C lesson is qualified for Liberians, but Liberians go and hire in partnership with foreign national, and they get involved into alluvial mining. So yes, with the issue of rating the government, it's over 50-50 chances because I would say some places that in terms of connecting roads, today if you were to go the Banga to Manikoma road today, it's on path. Most of the smaller fields road today, they are doing well with it, right? And they are
Mm-hmm.
still connecting that you want to go to Fisher to the road is there. So the government own priority, I should not speak for the government because I'm not a member of the ruling party.
Mm-hmm.
I won as an independent candidate. So I will rate the government from what I see and what I think the platforms spoke about. And the platform spoke about rules, though they spoke about other things. But I think in Liberia, the government has prioritized more giving job to more young and brilliant Liberians. Today we have a brother that was appointed as the managing director of the airport authority. Those people challenging a credential.
Mm-hmm.
But the law does not speak that look, before you be managing director of the RIA, you must have a degree in aviation. No, we have an aviation authority. And the act that established the aviation authority is clear that you must have a background in aviation. But to manage the RIA, you just need an administrative person. So the person will have a bachelor degree and they could manage it very well. For instance, Mary Bro, what kind of degree Mary Bro had today, and she being considered one of the best administrators. She managed the city corporation of Monrovia for so many years, and she today there's a Saturday, first Saturday, there's a Mary Bro holiday. It's just about the innovation of the individual who is there.
It's
It's
true.
not in my mind. It's not just about degree. No. Today, if you are to go to Ghana, Ghana is investing more into polytechnic,
Mm-hmm.
technical courses. Even in the US here, people who make more money, and some of them are hard tech technicians.
It's true.
Some of them don't even have PhD. So for me, I don't want to say, oh, the government had 20% or 30%. I don't want to rate them like that. I just want to speak to some of the achievement they have and some of the places that they're lacking on, that has to be with law enforcement and ensuring that justice to the people. I think those ones they need to touch in it. Like I said, everything not bread and butter. They have some lapses, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they are making more gain in other places. He spoke about the budget performance,
Yes,
which
that's the
some of us
second
have spoke
question.
about.
Mm-hmm.
He spoke about the second question that has to do with budget performance. It
Mm-hmm.
is the right of the legislature to request for budget performance. The budget law says about that. But most of the time, you will see that we've already in the first quarter, or we'll be in the second, third quarter before the Ministry of Finance will have to do budget performance. Some
Mm-hmm.
of these things have to be with revenue generation. The LRA have to raise revenues and so forth before you start requesting a budget for performance. Yes, I think in my mind, at other places, the Ministry of Finance is lacking on the issue of budget performance, which the legislation have questioned them several times, but they just started to make some move into it. We just moved to annual budget. We're not doing double budget year again. So we're not doing budget that will move into the following year. Like we have to start from June to July of the year. Now we're doing for December now, from January to December.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, because we just passed the first budget year. The first annual budget was just passed in the gone December. So let's see which take effect in the gone January. So let's see from now to December how will they perform in terms of their budget performance or the local area, but the legislature has been speaking and been pushing for them to make sure that they bring up the budget performance because the budget authority will speak to all. Now look, if we gave you $2 million in Ministry of Finance or Ministry of Transport, how did you use it? The authority will speak to the legislature. It is in the authority because budget is just different from the authority because the authority speak to the actuality. So sometimes you receive 3 million, it does not mean that 3 million was given to you directly by the Ministry of Finance. So it's only in the authority, and the authority will speak that indeed you got you are budgeted for 2 million, but you only got 500,000. So that's the mistake most Liberians can have. So now you're here, they say, oh, they get the legislature or they get the Ministry of Transport 10 million. But in the authority, technically they did not receive 10 million because the budget is just a projection. So the person could have 10 million in the budget, but they did not get 10 million, they only got 2 million. So it's only in the authority that you can see actuality, how much dollar did the person use. So yes, you're right. Budget performance, we've been on it and we're following and we ensure that budget performance is one of the things that we can tackle on, though there have been some lapses on the side of the Ministry of Finance and all other ministries, but we've been pushing and we will get to that.
Thank you so much, my dear brother Vincent Willie. So I know you have less time here now. So I just want to ask you this specific question. You know, last night when you 2 days ago when you were speaking about some of the laws that you have put on the floor and they are yet to be passed, and you talk about a specific law that has to do with settlement. Can you just elaborate more on that?
So in 1970, I think 1976, 1969 and between 1969 to 1970, Liberia passed a law. I wasn't born that year. I was never born that year. I don't think my parents were even thinking about me in that year. But the legislature passed a law and I was signed by the president categorizing solemnity into 3 categories, where they have voluntary solemnity, involuntary solemnity, and aggravated voluntary solemnity. In my mind, I feel that the laws needed to be tackled more because they have the voluntary solemnity as misdemeanor. What my bill did was to ensure that that voluntary solemnity moved to first degree a felonious crime that would not be considered as just misdemeanor. And that bill was being submitted. It was sent to committee room, and I'm hoping that upon our return this year, after our research, we can pick up that. I know many of the international communities have had issues with that, but I have told them that look, the laws are being on the book. It's not something new that I'm picking up from somewhere. The law is on the book, and the law is the law. If you are against the law, all you need to do is to ensure that we quash the law of the book. Like I gave you an example on the issue of the death penalty. Liberia still has death penalty on the book. And my other bill was against it to ensure that we quash off the death penalty. Liberia signed up to the Geneva Agreement, the UN Convention that speaks about human rights. So we can say we'll be talking about death penalty when the entire world is against death penalty, but we still have it on our book. One president will wake up one morning and say, look, bring all the people who were sentenced to death, let me kill them. The president will not be committing crime. We're not. But Liberians don't know that we still have that law on our book. And that is one of the things that my other bill spoke about. So that is it for us to move the issue of solemnity to a first degree felonious crime.
Thank you so much, Representative Vincent Willie. Though we have you just for an hour, and at least the people of Indiana, and we got people of We Nation also following here tonight, and people of other states following us as well, because we had insufficient time according to you, because you have other engagements. We want to appreciate you for showing up on the Logan's Hour today.
But if I don't want to leave them, Liberians say they want to hold me in contempt. Okay. We work for Liberians. So if there are Liberians that are still on the line, that still want to hear from me, I will chip in, still remain on the line. To hear from them, Liberia will say, oh, the representative, I want to lie, talk. When I hear nothing, for me, when I come to these conversations, I like to give people the opportunity to speak out, and then we have a discussion. Let us have discussion. Let us dialogue the issue. When you try to bring opinion into conversation, is where I disagree with you. But if you want us to have dialogue and have conversation and create a new trajectory for this conversation, I'm part of it. But when you want to bring opinion, you say, oh yeah, because John Brown said lawmaker made 50,000 and you have no backing. But the lawmakers are already in the budget. Take the national budget and go into it. And so I don't discuss opinion. I want to discuss the numbers and the issues. That's the kind of thing I like to get involved with. So if there are still people on the line who want to know more and want to hear from me, and then probably we can have some conversation, but probably for a few more 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes just to serve the
Okay.
Liberian people because, yes, I'm the leader of the Liberian people. I will hold on and tell the other people to pause a little bit.
Okay, so you hear that from your lawmaker tonight. He says he's open. He want to hang on a little more, so you can call in. You can ask your question, whatever you want to hear from your lawmaker. Because I know we in the diaspora, we sit sometimes and just say, "Oh, they put stealing the money. The lawmaker they're not doing nothing. They just are getting free money."
Yeah. They can go to work. They can go to work. They're not doing nothing. They go to work Tuesday and Thursday. Not knowing that the legislature, when you're not, they say, my
Yeah.
grandfather used to say,
Mm-hmm.
when you're not, they play what you air.
Mm-hmm.
Bassa man got a power. I want to speak in Bassa.
Yeah, go
Is it
ahead.
dance the pen you put it down? Is it dance the pen you put it down? Why you did not sleep? You can't talk about, you can't go get dream there.
Yeah.
So what you don't know about, you can come and say, oh, I'm dreaming about something. We intervene. The challenges we have, the legislature, they say we have oversight, we have lawmaking, we have representation. But we have added the fourth one, which I talk about welfare. If the lawmaker did not go build bridges and roll and do welfare on people, baby, somebody will more get bread, we got to help. Because our people don't see the president. We pass budget and say, look, the public work minister should build feeder roads. If the public work minister, when last you saw public work minister going to build road in we district, all of the roads you see in we district today, I built it. I had to talk to construction here. I had to lobby with colleagues and friends, right? The national government had not built one road in we district. But today to have crops coming to Buchanan City today, even on my capital city, Wisdom City, if you go there Friday, if you were to go there Friday, you will not be able to buy plenty. You will not be able to buy cassava as compared to 12 years ago. Until I got elected and started to open those roads,
Mm-hmm.
which national government did not put it down in. Today you see crops coming. Where that money comes from? It comes from right in my pocket. Just out of $5,800. But I don't complain. How I do my metrics is different. I have to speak to people like you, Logan, and other friends, people, other brothers and sisters, and say, my man, I'm doing the work. Can you give me 1 gallon of gasoline? Can you give me 1 drum of fuel? Sometimes I go to concession. If you want to give me money, I say, no, don't give me money. Give me your yellow machine. Let me open my people roads. So the way people lead is different from the way some of us lead. We did not come to the job to enrich ourselves. We got 5,800 is something that some of us work for more than a year before we get to the legislature. This is just a prestigious job, but you say in terms of money making, you fool yourself. If you went to the legislature to make money, or if you had a mind that you're going to the legislature to make money, that is not your place. Other than that, frustration will kill you. It's squarely a place that when you go and you say you want to make money, trust me, they will defeat you the following year. It's a play of service because your people don't see the president. To some extent, they don't even see senators. Only representatives they interact with directly on a daily basis. If they're here, they feel you must get involved. If there are conflict, we have become justice minister, we have become the health minister. We have today I have to get generators, ensure that I will let the hospital, paying the security at my hospital, the only referral hospital in my district. I have to pay security. I have to do a lot of things, ensure that we revamp, work with the county authority and start to build new hospitals. So these are things that are not coming from national government cover. No.
So,
but it's only $5,800. But if you're a lawmaker, you should just have the lobbyistic power to be able to convince other people like I'm here begging you today in America and say, please find me some your old bed that I can take back home. Please find me some drugs that let me take back home. That's the only thing we can do.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm here and let some of our citizens ask the very hard question. Don't be afraid. I'm on the line.
Yeah, please ask a question to your lawmaker. He want to answer
a very hard question. I want to answer
a very hard question. He waiting for it because you know what we
don't just ask a question. I'm aware of myself.
No,
you can do things and this. I know.
Yeah,
personal question. I will not answer it.
It's not going to any personal question, but you can ask any question.
No personal question about my salary. I already call it.
Yeah.
But any other personal question with social things, don't ask that one. I will not answer it.
So you heard it now. Okay, so I want to ask this question. So the issue of district development funds, do you people still receive anything called district development funds?
No, no lawmaker receive anything called district development fund. Back in the days, they used to have on Manasali, they used to have something they call legislative earmark project, meaning the lawmakers would go in the district and have conversation with the citizen, and then they will earmark a project. Say, for instance, maybe city hall or
Mhm.
maybe clinic, and then the government used to give 30,000. The 30,000 does not come to a lawmaker. It
Mhm.
goes to the executive branch, an institution in the executive branch called LACE, the LACE, which is the Liberia Agency for Community Development.
Yeah,
LACE
headed
will
by
have to
Pepsi again.
implement that project. Yeah,
Mhm.
Pepsi, yeah, yeah. So it is LACE that will implement that project. The only thing a lawmaker does is to go and identify the project with a citizen, and then LACE go and implement that project. Since we got elected, no, we have not got anything on such. The
Thank you
only
so
thing we
much.
did the other day, we
Mhm.
go put 30,000 there, we got engagement. People started cussing all over the place. Meanwhile, some all were building one bridge. I built several bridges. Some of them cost 150,000, then 30,000, which is just a drop in the bucket. I'm building two youth centers today in my district. One of them cost over 75,000, the other one cost 150,000. Then you say, how do I manage? I have to go big friend. Then the other I broke ground. Now I have to invite the deputy speaker. The last time I broke ground with the issue of the adult literacy school. I've been running a free or child adult literacy school for 5 years now. Pay the teachers from my pocket. Today, I think you may have read it in the news. Maybe I will send you the link.
Mhm.
Just read if for I think 52 years old man I graduated with a high school degree from Grand Bassa. Google it,
Yeah,
you'll find it.
yeah. I think I
It was
saw
from my
that.
school.
I saw
It
that.
was from my school. I paid the teachers from my pocket
Hmm.
because I felt that women and our brothers and sisters have dropped out of school for so many years. We need to help them to be in school. When I started that school, people said, "Oh, where will we go? That school not going nowhere." Today, people are 2 times now. There's a third batch of people that are graduating now from that school. They're going to wax. All of them have passed. 9th grade and 12th grade. They are passed. Just before I came to the States, we embarked on the issue of the trade school. We're teaching
Mhm.
people how to bake bread, how to do tie dyeing, and to be able to have vocational education that they will be able to go now and be able to raise money for themselves. Because I realized that look, men, we the men, and I'm sorry for men then who listening, we just go and impregnate women and just lead them.
Yeah.
Most of the women have been self-supported. They are single mothers. How do they make life? In my mind, we needed to present a trade to them that they will be able to raise money for themselves. If you are to go in with this, 3 months from now, I will invite you. We will be putting on more than 400 person. I'll be graduating from different trades, tailoring, baking, child dyeing, different things. At least they can survive on those things now, and there will not be liability on the states. Those are things we engage in. Government don't get you $5 for those things.
Hmm.
But when people sit down and say, "Oh, the government and lawmakers just sitting," but yeah, they see ministers and deputy ministers riding, now there's some more thousand car. But you see one lawmaker riding, one little stupid pick, oh, they're sitting,
Yeah.
oh, they're doing this. And, so the burdens as a lawmakers are so huge to an extent. All we need to do is some of you people who are on the media to educate our people. The budget is there. Look at Jeff. No lawmaker has anything they call operation budget. The only 2% in the legislature, the 3% in the whole legislature that get budget is the pro tem, the speaker, the deputy speaker. Everyone on one budget. The ballot group on one budget.
Hmm.
So you don't do anything all of your own will. So how can I you go see money now?
I know, and I can say this: you are on record for calling for the legislature to be audited.
Sure, I've said it. Let it order on. I've said it over and over. We need to be audited for transparency. And because our cases today, you have the IAA in the legislature now are looking at reviewing all of the books and so forth. Because when you don't do this thing, the stereotype up there is that lawmakers stealing. Say for instance, because you money, you get one senator, you get one minister who walks to his controller and say, "Look, this government is going to the president travels to going to operation. Let's raise money." Can a lawmaker do that? Before
No.
a lawmaker get one thing, got to go to Samuel 12. He has to go to the Minister of Finance. We don't have financial autonomy. So when they say, okay, our gasoline, when they give us now 3, 4, 5, 6 more, like almost 6 more now, we are not getting gasoline. They did a very good gasoline. Maybe our gasoline, all the 6 months, maybe they desire to pay 3 months or 4 months. When I tell you 4 months rate, it reach out of 5,000, people calculate 5,000 times 73. Oh, and so much city is represented in that city. Gasoline one, I get almost say more. They give me 3 more. We got to calculate now, and they join all 73 all together. They will see money.
Yeah, and that's the
You
reason.
know, these are things that someone will come on in media will let to say to people. And I was telling the speaker the other day, let us start to throw all these numbers, let the people know. So maybe
Yeah.
one concession before you, and they say, oh, that we're supposed to go back. They say, okay, you're going back your way until your guys are in for 3, 4 more. We're taking you. The president said, you come back with a serious thing for national interest, you leave on your break your account. Your gasoline and what you now have for so many more. We got 3 more, we come and pay you. When they give all that 3 more, now you hear on the radio, they say, don't make us say 2,000, 3,000. When you know, as a bribe to go back to section. You carry, you're the media people, you carry.
Oh yeah, because the legislature should have the PRO person to be giving proper information dissemination.
Even we give it that people don't believe it because people mind later, it doesn't matter. People mind later.
Yeah, but
So for me,
like you said the other night, it's like kuku jumuku. You said when you wasn't inside, you were also thinking like us.
yeah, oh yeah, we were throwing bullets and throwing soon. But the only thing is, when you get there, the only thing you want to do is what I have done was look, the thing that I said was never in we nation. I will make sure that I bring it there, opening new roles, and giving power to the people, ensuring that we have the other leaders in school. I've had the highest international scholarship in Grand Bassa County. No lawmaker. It does not mean I take it from my pocket. I love it with friends. I love it with friends. Just in recent time, I was loving with the Mr. Oben, who comes from the Netherlands. He's the kingdom of Netherlands and envoy for water. I was just lobbying with them for scholarship for my people in the Netherlands. If I get that one, the government give me it. No, the government. All you need to do is, as a lawmaker, love it. I was just talking to the Nigerian water minister to ensure that since he and I met at the World Water Conference, the World Water Forum, for me to be able to push. So when you're a lawmaker, it's not just about money, it's about making inroads, making friends, pushing and knocking doors. That's the thing someone all believe in. That's why you see someone all making news and say, oh, me and you make the same money, but the move I'm making, you can't make that move. Because today I'm on Logan show, right? I'm a colleague know the thing about Logan show. I'm begging you, Nana. People who following now, they may listen to me after the show. They may call you, say, Logan, tell that man we get $2-3 of drugs. We get maybe 4-5 mattresses for the hospital. Maybe we'll get some kind of machine for the hospital. So these are things that when I come to this platform, I let to be open and start to beg. And I will answer your question. I may not answer it the way you want me to answer it, but I will say the truth to you. I've gone radio and said, this is my account. Look there.
Yeah.
When my money and that salary account here and see it. No other money challenge me on it.
And
we have financial transparency.
And a lot of people stay having these numbers out there because somebody just sent this one to I know it's a question or what. They say, how can you verify this? They say House of Representative monthly 30 days. They say basic salary is $2,873. General allowance is $5,793.70. Special allowance is $2,500. Transportation reimbursement allowance is $3,175. Total is $14,342. Then they say other expense annually 12 months. Telecom, internet, post, and everything is $16,957. Residential property lease is $50,000. The number is just throwing the number like that.
So that person who sell it, I hope you put them on the line.
Yeah, please call. Please call if you can call.
If that person can be brave, and come on the line. I don't want to hear numbers. My thing is I tell you, internet, all of these, no from the day I joined the legislature 2017. No one day somebody pay for internet to my house. You are in my office. The internet in my office, I sell on internet. I pay for it. Other people using Lone Star. Other people using Leteco. We pay for it from our pocket. So maybe you say telecom internet, maybe it's from the entire legislature, maybe in the speaker office. I don't know where you take it from. That's what I'm saying. We don't have our own budget. It's only the speaker, the deputy speaker has a budget. You're talking about transportation reimbursement. Me, I've never seen that before. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm saying to you that our net salary is 5,800. I challenge anybody on the media with the pay on GD. These are common information I spread on.
Yeah.
Liberian get to GD up and ask you, you know, in Labrosi,
No, of course.
go to GD. They pay all gasoline. They get all gasoline 1,000. It used to be one. It was 2,000 when I joined. It was $2,145. They cut it down in half. They started giving 1,000. Now in recent time, God bless her, they make it 1,400. Four. I think that's the fifth more year now. Now we see gasoline. The new more getting like 6 more, and now we see gasoline. So the day government fee time for all, they say, oh, you come with 3-4 more. Then they say that's city money.
Yeah.
So I don't know why all I want coming from. Scholarship does not come to us. Scholarship, you got to where Ministry of Finance. It will stay on the minister there for so much more when you sell it back. Then you write to the school. You pay into the school account. Since I joined the legislature, I know all my scholarship in Grand Bassa University College. In Grand Bassa University, it comes from my pocket or out of from the county operation. Maybe the county get ready, so now they can say, oh, your scholarship later pays on through our metacity money. Other than that, I know nothing else. And I challenge that person to come on the media to say, this is where my information is coming from. You know, I don't let they say. That's why I come on the media, let us debate the issues. Liberians need to understand. You don't just take number from anyone. Maybe in a Senate, I don't know. Maybe in a Senate, I don't know, because I'm not a senator. But I represented it. I challenge anybody to bring that number up. Be frank and say, this is it. Don't just throw a number. Those numbers, you just throw it on. You're talking about 14 or 15,000 a lawmaker receive. And what will he complain? He will never. You know why some lawmaker don't come back? Look, take my word today. Maybe we'll go to election 2017, but many people may not come back. Because 5,800, somebody not know how to hustle that way we hustle it.
It's true. It's true.
Some of them may not come back. Because they don't know how to hustle. Some of them, like I'm an environmentalist. I will go do my small operation there around. It got nothing to do with lawmaking. But for you to say somebody raised 14,000, 15,000 special allowance, reimbursement, I had never seen that one before.
Okay, I got a person in line.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to send you that stuff because I have someone in Liberia and I get that I will not call the person name because the person is in Liberia. So it left with the honorable for he to disprove what I send you. It's not just to say, representative cannot make voting or just 5,000. No, to me that's I will not say it's a lie, but I disagree what he said. Representative make a lot in Liberia. Representative
So call your name again. People following want to know who's on the line.
You getting me?
Yeah, they want you to call your name, please.
Well, I call my name first.
Yeah, but some people don't know. They're asking for your name.
Yes, Savasi Maulo Doma.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So,
Doma, can I come in quickly? Doma?
Yeah.
Doma?
Yeah, go ahead when you finish.
Doma.
all right.
Doma.
So, like,
He's not getting you. So that they get line, then you get clear. Go ahead.
Our representatives in Liberia get a lot of allowance. Meaning some of their families, on payroll and their families are not working. But they also put their family on payroll. I had a lot of friends who were on payroll in Liberia when I was there. And our father was a representative. And they were on payroll, but they were not doing nothing, but they were making $160. So it's left with our representative who is on air to disprove the information I send you. It's not just to say, oh, okay, you'll pass it on. Yeah, you guys reduce your salary, but the Liberian people don't know about it. Do we know? No, we don't. So, to me, what he's saying, I disagree on it.
Okay. Then he will.
Okay, so Logan.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Logan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Logan, you see, I'm certified that Doma came on air, you see.
Yeah.
And then I want for Doma to listen clearly. And I'm smiling because we need to understand how the legislature work. You listed two things and then you went to the other side. You said someone send you this information. I don't want to know the person name. I
Yeah.
don't even want you to call the person name. But I'm saying to you, I'm referring you to the bank that they pay all in. I'm not talking about senator. I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about representative. GD Bank account is open. It's free to get information in Liberia on GD Bank. It's just easy. You as a medium person. And even if I'm being pushed, I can screenshot my money salary from my account and send it, but I know you say you don't believe it again. I've done it on OKFM. I've done it on True FM. But you Labrador, the I said Labrador mind made or it made up. When people mind dog matter, you even tell them Jesus Christ coming tomorrow morning, they will not believe it. Because it's what our country is. People turn to believe second souls. They would not want to investigate what you have said.
Mm-hmm.
But they will say, I believe it. That what I say, because I see lawmaker looking good. Some of our professional people will begin lawmaker. I will never somebody who passing all around in the street to become lawmaker. You talk about people putting the family member on payroll. Yes, that's true. You're right. Some lawmakers do that because people getting on lawmaker salaries, payroll, is an individual thing. Each lawmaker has 16% to employ. For some of us who are on leadership, we get 17% to employ. If you are individual lawmaker, your colleagues don't have control over you. What you do with your office, it is not your colleague prerogatives. All you do when you get elected as a lawmaker, you just submit your payroll, your list of employees to the controller office. Whether you bring your girlfriend or whether you put your man there, it's not your colleague business. But I will not do that. I have never done that. My office is open. People following online. I'm one lawmaker who on record that
Okay.
will not allow any of my staff to share salaries. I got my people who are outside the country in China, Morocco, they're going to school, they are still on my payroll and they're still taking pay. My staff don't share salary. I don't put relative in my home office. None of my relative works there. But if you say other lawmaker doing it, yes, I've heard it before. The same way you hear it. And I believe it because right, we as lawmaker, we determine who gets on our payroll. If I decide to put Loki, whether Logan living in America, I decide to put Loki on my payroll, no lawmaker has that prerogative to ask me questions. Hell no. It is not a business. So if that one you correct. That one I can tell you correct. It happening. But I are on it true. Now not even my relatives are on payroll. None of my family members in my office. Besides that, I have extra payroll. I only entitled because I own a leadership. I entitled to 17%. Some of
Mm-hmm.
my colleagues who now own a leadership they entitled to 16. So outside of the 17% that I employ, our district big. 17% is just a drop in the bucket. I got over 20 other person that I pay from my pocket. Every month I got to chip in to ensure that they keep our district active and get it running. So if you say all along they're gonna taking pay people, their man, their pa, their girlfriend, whosoever on payroll, I will not disprove it. That one I can tell you that it's happening. Because nobody get control over who a lawmaker put on a payroll. No. Even in US Congress, yeah, if you
Mm-hmm.
win today as representative, who you send to be on your staff list, nobody here can question you.
Okay, we have one of the
Because
sons
today,
from one of the Bassa County. So he on the line. Go ahead, caller.
Good evening, Mr. host and representative. Good evening, sir. This is Javon Smith. I'm from Riverside County.
Senator, how are you doing?
This is Evan. This is one of the Javon Smiths. Well, I
Okay.
want to applaud you for breaking this down, explaining to us in details. I just want to comment quick on this representative or lawmakers hiring the family members and so. Like you already explained, I just want to buttress it real quick. If you allowed to hire a certain number of persons, if one of them is supposed to be your security or your driver, and you find a family member that's fit to do that, there is no law that prevent you from doing that. Now, if you hire a family member as a driver, and you decide to drive your own car, you still want to be paying the person,
that's on you. So these are some of the things that our people need to understand. Another thing is, I just want to ask you, kind of make a suggestion. Where there's a saying, where the person money is where the heart is. We have the issue of land, and most of our citizens, from the Bassa counties, we're looking for land, and people trying to invest our land, and they run into these issues. Is it possible for maybe in your district, get together with the people that the land owners, even if you just have a limit, 2 lots, maybe maximum 1 acre, where someone can go there or send the family member or send the money or take your way to buy or land there, investing in the land, maybe have a limitation or agreement. If you purchase this land within 2 to 3 years, you have to put a structure. This is what the structure should look like, minimal, have some kind of rules, and have some kind of guarantee that once you buy your land from this district, the people from this district will make sure that our land is sold to you. It will not be sold to another person, or the land you buy is not already sold to another person. Because that will help to bring investment and also employment, in your local districts. And so, this is something that we try to push our lawmakers and our senators from rural states to start implementing. And because you're from Great Bassa, and that's in like brother say that what a Bassa means. So we're looking for the development of kind of in Bassa County. It may sound a little bit selfish, but we want to develop our county, and then with the issue of roads, once you guys doing these little road projects and so, try to send us information across over and let people know, and people be encouraged to be able to, so okay, the road opening to the area, I can go there, and this is what they have for investment, so that we can start developing our county. But at the end of the day, as a Bassa man from rural access, I will just say this: I don't see the reason why I should own land in Monserrato, and I do not own a land and have a project or building in rural access where I'm from. I think personally, that's something I should get by my head down in Shin. I'll listen off the air.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Honorable Javon Smith. That's the son of the senator. So he's one of the residents of Indiana.
So Javon, as a senator, because the Javon, I know them very well.
Yeah.
And I know your family member or your dad is a senator, and I can say to you, come to we district, land is there. Even in Yapatan, I just got engaged with a land there. I'm working with on a tour way to ensure that we have a gas station in your county. Because I want to do business. While it's true I'm representative, the law does not negate the fact that I can do business. I can't get involved into businesses that will bring conflict of interest. But for me to do gasoline business, it's not crime under the law. So we're working on driving a gas station in Yapastan, working on getting a low mineral factory in Yapastan that will serve the other parts of your district, of your county, right? I got my sisters and brother from my mother's side, who are my siblings from my mom's side, the entire Bassa know, that comes from resources. So I can say to you, and they are part, and I can say to you, it depends what kind of land you want. But if you want farmland in Bassa, nobody's going to sell it to you. Maybe they just going to they call it token, graduate, you give it, and then they give you the land, you make a farm. And if that cocoa or that rubber or whatever you want to plant, when you sell it, you just give proceed percentage to the community that you serve in. Maybe the community will tell you, say, look, when you do it, please pay all the clinic, or please pay all the school, or please pay or something. I remember I was negotiating before. My people in we district gave me some acres of land to do cocoa business. I wanted to do something in Riverside to get some land there to be able to do my cocoa business. And they were running after it. But later on, my district people said, why are you carrying the development? Bring it here. And they gave me the land. I didn't pay a dime. But what I do is I have signed an MOU with them that when the cocoa start to produce, the profit from it, I will gain a 10-15%. That you help with the school, you help with the health, and so forth. But if that city land, say for instance, Compound 3, or maybe Yapastan, which is Bizarre Sesto, which is their boiling place in Riverside, that one and they can sell it. They will sell it to you. But when you want to do a very huge project like farm, agricultural activities, or maybe big school or mission where you take maybe over 50 acres, you got to negotiate with the people. They're not going to sell it to you. Nobody should tell you. And when they get you that land, they're not going to sell it to a different person again. No, they're not. Trust me. If you were to ask your dad today, he will tell you. So I think if you can invest in real estate, come to Bassa. After the show, contact Logan. And you'll get my contact me. I'll get you land in We Nation. Come to We Nation. We are open up. Come and do your agriculture activity there. Come, we'll get you land. Now you pay small thing for and invest into it. We are saying We Nation is open to everybody. Come and invest. And, come and invest. Some of the investment today, besides the house I was living in before I became representative, I'm still living in. All of my property, and I agree with you, all of my property I've got, they are all in We. Now even in Buchanan, I don't even have a house in Buchanan. All of the 4 houses I get, they are all in We.
Mm-hmm.
All my property in We Nation. My farm, everything in We Nation. Because I want to set an example. So I agree with you. We must invest back home. So other representatives, how they do it, I will not question them. How I'm doing my own is different. You spoke about the people's private security and the cook. I agree with you. Like my cook in my house that government pay, she's been with me 15 years before I became representative. You want me to say I'm going to go bring the person? No. She's not my relative, but she's been with me 15 years. And the person I trust with my food. See the food, security, your cook, your security are people you need to trust. So if that person is your relative, now most people can take them and put it on the payroll. No law speaks against it. No politician will want to take their whole office to put their relative there. Obviously you're not gonna read like that.
It's true.
Because that one will be propaganda against you. So maybe most of the time it can be security and it can be cook. Most of the time, when you see people taking their relative, it will be either the security or the cook. Because are those people you can trust. I mean, everybody want a private security. That trust and trust. Everybody want trust who around them.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
So I agree with you on that matter. So no law speaks against it, but to say you will take all the 16 or 17 person that's already been offered to be so your relative, how you get re-elected now? People who campaign for you, how they will get employed to now?
I know.
So sometimes when we tussle, let's tussle. So my brother Jivon, free, contact your papa, you come to We Nation. We'll get you farm, you do your farm, you want big hall, come to Compound 3, our capital city, the Wisdom City, we'll get you land there. You want to do farmland, come, we'll get you farmland. You will not, maybe just need initial local water, which will not even cross over 1,000 US. You change it to level, they give it to our people. You have an agreement. Now, Lord, when they farm there to do, I will help to build your school. I will help to build your clinic and so forth. And the people will give you it. You got a bush there. We're doing nothing with it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Representative Willie. So, being composition Representative Willie, we would just take our short intro, then he would just give us a party when we come up because it's already 7:04 and he has been here for over an hour now. So, you are on the Logan's Hour. We will be back and get Representative Willie parting. So thank you so much, Representative Willie, for showing up again today. Make this place your home, man. Some other thing you want to disseminate with the people of Indiana or wherever state. Trust me. Let's get some of your fellow colleagues and let's talk about some of the legislative projects and things. Let people know that what's going on. Because you see, like my people in Indiana here, they never knew some of the things that are going on. Just because you make the clarity, some people they're moving out with some clarities. So we will look forward to having you again. Anytime you make yourself available, we are here. This place is your own place, the Logan Hours, to try to make it at least out there for everybody. So thank you for accepting to show up on the Logan's Hour tonight. So before you can leave, we want to say thanks for visiting the people of Indiana. We were so honored to see one of our lawmakers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And I will speak to a few of my friends who are opposition, some of them who are sedition, so some of them who are independent. They can come on your show. Let some of the opposition who have the mind that lawmaker do X, Y, Z, so they will hear from their own opposition lawmaker. Some of them who are independent like me, you will hear from them. some of them who are in the ruling party, you hear from them, and compare it to what I've said, and then be able to draw a line. Thanks very much. I think your show I got one of my friends, yeah, Mr. Emmanuel Delany. I just saw him online, you're popping up. I think he's following. This is a guy from Nima County, and he got land in We Nation. He's from Nima, but he got land in Bassa. And he's trying to develop it as well. It's about the way we move and the way we say our thing, the way we encourage people to come to our home, they will come. So Delamy is doing some moving to do some investment in we and in Bassa as a whole. So people need to just open up. The land is there, the investment is open. It's just the way we think, the way sometimes we believe that anything it is, LeBron thing. When LeBron believe that they share that blue shirt.
Yeah.
Even the red shirt, that blue shirt, they will hold on to it. Even you came in there, there was that blue shirt.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't like to justify things what I know and I in the shoe. I don't like to justify it. Yeah. So I like to say, thanks very much, Mr. Logan. My door is open anytime. Call on me. Let people do their research. If they say what I say here is lie, call me back on the show. I will be there.
Okay.
But the GD band is there. And that brother, whole statistic he gave you, a media man, send it around. Man, LeBron people can talk. In our final office, and that's secret. In our HR office, and that's secret. We are open book. You just send that information around when I tell you get it fast.
Oh yeah.
LeBron people can talk.
Yeah.
They can talk.
And even when you take the information and share it to somebody, they will bust out laughing. They'll be like, "Damn, we're receiving the money we even know."
Yeah, man. Show it to our staff. You see our staff there, they don't see. Our staff there. Show it to even our final office. And I'm a web in my final office.
Yeah.
And I'm a children in my final office to protect me. Show it to our final office.
Residential property lease is $15,656.
Why you saying that one? Residential property lease? And you give me that one now, let me see it. I've never seen that one in my whole life before.
Then the biggest one on here is the vehicle fuel. That is $45,499.
For one person?
I don't know. I think for everybody, they got to see 45,000, but not specified.
But I just told you on the radio, we read $2,145. They cut it down 50%. Now it was 1,100. I think they just added 400 or 500, which we are not getting for almost 6 months. So other than the figure I called to here, ask any lawmaker, it is 45,000. Anytime you see me, call me on the show, say Mr. Willie or on Willie, you are blatant liar.
Yeah.
Don't hide.
I'll look forward to hosting you and Representative Gray together as well. Because both of you
I will call him. He's here with me. He's a member of the delegation. He's here in the U.S. And he's here in the U.S. And you, just in passing, you were there. I will not call our colleague. You were there when people were arguing on Gray, you were denied visa, and they had it. All I thing to say, like when people they believe it, I know I denied visa. They don't even know nothing. They were just running away all radio, all everywhere on the media. The man is here now in the U.S.
Yeah.
That's how like when people looking. We just hear things, we just pick it on wrong with it. For me, when you lawmaker now, you're the most hated person. So those things doesn't move me.
Oh yeah.
Even you eat pamphlet right today in your home, that's trouble. Meanwhile, you used to eat pamphlet way being lawmaker, but that's trouble for you. I tell you, man, what being a professional man, I want to school in London, live there, I want to school here too in the US. How can 5,500 or 5,800 be big money for me?
I know.
When they come at dinner in we.
And you work for the oil company as well.
Yeah. Even the brother who just left the land on a Smith, Wellington G. Smith. And not because his son already ready to call. There's an old man who joined all in the later. One time I went in, this spending money that he pocket, everything was empty. When you are cheerful giver, God can take it from you. And he's one of the men who really can give. And that's why he's getting popular in Russia. Imagine as flat as the old man won. I want to say, bro, if the old man won election, he was not working again. They took him for a job and still Russia people voted for him. You think how people crazy, they didn't know him? They need a contribution.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how people in the rural area can vote. You're in the city, you can do your city thing, you have to help people politics. Our people, we are operating the what you share with them, you seek their welfare, they operate with you.
Yeah.
So for me, those things, it doesn't worry me. That's why when I count issue, I say, let's say I'm on a moon, then you can't talk what they say. They're talking here.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like that.
Mm.
All right. So Vincent Willie, just give me your parting because it's already 7:10.
My man, thank you so much, and I appreciate all of our people. And I want them to know that we open up at any time to have conversation. And I know most of the time they feel that everyone in the legislature they know nothing. Our most Liberian thing that those who are in the legislature they are Bono Javakuya. Sorry to call for me Bono me. Now some of them don't know nothing, they not work for money because they know nothing at all. It's not true. It's just that the challenges are many.
That's
And
true.
so we open up to having this conversation at any time. Call on me anytime you're ready. If you get information in Liberia, you want to verify it, ask me. If I
Okay.
know about it, I'll say the truth to you. If I don't know it, I'll tell you I don't know. So
Yeah.
let's continue. I appreciate you having me online. And I let you say thanks to all of our callers. And I also want to challenge them to do investigation on some of the things I have mentioned here. So that the next time you're on the show, they will be able to challenge you, that you'll be able to forward the information to me so that you do your own investigation.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
very
sir.
much, and I appreciate it. It was nice having me on my line too.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Representative Willie. So I would knock your door. I look forward to having you and Representative Gray as well. And the people of Indiana want to know why should Ambassador Weah be elected or President Weah be elected come 2023. But that will be a whole
Oh yeah,
different conversation. Yeah, that will be a
for me
whole
now on a
different.
different thing. I'm an independent candidate, but I support a re-election. And
Okay,
I can
so
say to you, I will contest again as an independent candidate, but I think we should give him the second term.
okay, that's a whole another one. So
Yeah, bring that one there. We'll discuss that one more.
okay, I know you'll be elaborate for that one. So at your best time, you can just log on the link and the people see you all the way here. So thank you so much,
Okay, no
man. Thank
problem.
you so much, my dear brother. I look forward to seeing you again.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, following us tonight, we were in conversation with Representative Vincent Willie. That's the representative of Bassa County District number 4, We Sanitary District. That's where he called the We Nation. So, if you heard of the We Nation ever in Liberia, that's the young representative who controlling the identical district. You see the young people, they are very innovative. He talks about some of the projects he's carrying on, and he talks about how he makes 5,000 plus as lawmaker. And if you want to dispute his salary here, he challenged it. It's an open thing. He says it's not secret. It's at GT Bank. You can ask any of your friends who work at GT Bank and also provide information to you as well. So I want to say thanks to Representative Vincent Willie for sharing up here. And I want to say thanks to everyone who always make it a duty to click on the Logan hours and follow the happenings of what is going on in Liberia and the rest of the world. So I want to say thank you for joining us. It's already 7:13. We will be out of here. And we say peace to you, those that watch secretly, those that watch openly. We say thanks to everybody. And those that follow us on YouTube, we appreciate you. We say good night and lock your doors. Thank you.